the culture right now is like, you remember when we would go to school and you have your teacher. She had set the tone to what's going to be. But then when she's not in school and you got a substitute, the kids kind of start acting out. Even the kids who normally be good.
Right.
That's what's happening. Everybody's acting out.
The problem is that masculinity itself, right, is under attack.
Right.
A lot of people don't have fathers, bro.
Right.
They don't have fathers in our communities. You know what I'm saying? A father is not a necessity in our community for you to be right. You got to have a mama.
Right.
Like, men who usually wouldn't speak on things have to start stepping up and speaking on things.
You're now listening to the thoughts and sounds of IC the God King. This is the IC Experience.
You know, we need to bad back some.
Well, back a step up, man. You know, because it is too often men aren't speaking on these things, right? These things are not being discussed in our family conversations and stuff like that. You know, especially like online. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we have a voice, and a lot of times, dudes, I think is men, most men just being like, hey man, I'm out the way, man.
Right.
Like, I don't want to get into no back and forth about this and that, and then people trying to say this and that. But the problem is that masculinity itself, right, is under attack.
Right. It is.
You know what I'm saying? So
they don't want to say nothing because they don't want to call their cootie surprise. Too, if you start talking this tough, then it's gonna open the door to like, oh, okay, you trying to hold me accountable. What about you? Why you ain't put a ring on it? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like everybody's avoiding the elephant in the room. You know.
What's up?
The elephant in the room is like, we need to be doing right. To me, the culture right now is like, you remember when we would go to school and you have your teacher. She had set the tone to what's going to be. But then when she's not in school and you got a substitute, the kids kind of start acting out. Even the kids who normally be good.
Right.
That's what's happening. Everybody's acting out.
Yeah, but there's no leader. There's no masculine leadership.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
So I'm saying, like, the men issue and the women it all falls on the masculine energy, like you're saying.
Right. So, right. Because it's like I think the women topics are being more amplified. You know what I mean? And so it's like men who usually wouldn't speak on things have to start stepping up and speaking on things.
And that's part of the reason why we started doing what we're doing now.
Right.
Yeah, right. Because it's like these conversations need to be had.
Right. Because it's like you know, and a lot of people, I was talking to my son yesterday, you know, and I was telling him, you know, I grew up on and for everybody listening, you know, Orlando, Florida, Grandola Drive, Richmond Estates, right? So
off of Kirkman.
LB McLeod to be exact. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In the Willie Mays part.
I had to dig deep in my mind. I was like, where was that? Kirkman.
Yeah. Yep, Kirkman to LB. And so I was talking to him and I was telling him, like, dads were scarce. My friends then, their dads weren't around.
Right.
You know, so my dad played the dad too. He was a father figure, you know, to everybody who doesn't have a dad. You see what I'm saying? And so dads were kind of a scarce and rare thing, and I forgot exactly where I was going with that. But
you masculine energy. Like, men need to step up.
Right. So what I was saying that to say that a lot of people don't have fathers, bro.
Right.
They don't have fathers in our communities. You know what I'm saying? A father is not a necessity in our community for you to be right. You got to have a mama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if your father's around, then it's just a extra added benefit. So it's like, you know, for those of us who were raised by our fathers, right? And even if you weren't raised by your fathers, maybe it was your you know, you had some strong influences from your brothers, your uncles, or
Right.
any kind of masculine figure, and you're able to identify, right? Because they say we protect and provide. You know, part of that protection is mindset. That's most of it. They don't tell you that. Women always like, oh, you know, we think about protection. Oh, well, I call the police, or I got an alarm, or
Right.
whatever. You know, you just thinking about physical, right? But you know, our minds are always under attack, and it's easier for us to be able to see things coming.
Right.
Where a woman is just kind of out enjoying life. She's being nice. She's you know, we lining things up. What look right, what don't. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's. Do you think it could be turned around?
What do you mean by turn around?
Is there hope that one day these messages and other men will step into?
It's all cyclical. You know what I'm saying? It's all cyclical. It'll all come over. It'll all come and go. You know, people get bored with things. If you righteous, like they said, like it was a city of Atlantis, right? Where it was like these high level, sophisticated civilizations. You know, advanced technology, right? And in tune with, you know, the earth and stuff like that. And where'd it go? What happened? You know, like
Out of here.
Yeah, you know, it's like I think if people be righteous for so long, and then something else comes along and just kind of change the algorithm. You know,
Hold on, let me see something.
people
Keep talking. I want to make sure.
we know people get bored with stuff. You know, people get bored with stuff easily. You buy a new car, you drive it for a year or so. For that year, it's everything in the world. You wash it every day. You know, you going and getting stuff added to it, and then one day you get in and it's cheeseburger wrappers on the floor, flies flying around.
Right.
You know, the Rolls Royce sign, you can't even see it under all the dirt and grime and dust. You know, but you still paying $5,000 a month.
Right. Like you said, we're under attack. The women are under attack.
There you go, bro.
The women are under attack. You know, and the men are under attack, and now we're attacking one another. It's such a divide and conquer plan that's being masterfully played out in front of, right under our noses, and we don't even pay attention. On top of the food, on top of the music, man, it's like it's all over the place, man.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes I have lack of faith in if this can be turned around, because like you pointed out a couple of episodes ago, the twerking dance been going around for
20 years, man. That's the longest standing trend in dance history. Look it up.
Right.
The longest, I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds good. It's the longest going dance trend in history. But seriously, we are at like 20 plus years at this point.
Right.
Come on, man. We're like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So now that brings me to another topic that I wanted to kind of touch on, right? And that is the fight to be a father. Right?
Keep going.
You know, I feel like you know that's been normalized. It's been normalized that you have to go through some kind of struggle to be a father to your kids.
Right.
Like you should have to climb some kind of mountain to be a father to your kids.
Right.
To pick up the phone and talk to them, to go wherever they at and see them. To have them spend time with you without being harassed about when they coming back, and you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's tough. It's really tough because it as a person who's recently been dealing with challenges as those, right? And not to say it's all bad, but it's definitely challenging. Like you said, you have to come with the right mindset, because any comment, any wrong wording of a sentence can trigger it, and then now you and the mom are battling. And the byproduct of the mom and dad going back and forth, not being on the same page, is the kids are witnessing this. And it's trickling down. And now they're thinking, oh, this is what America or how moms and dad act. Because there's an underlying rooted issue that hasn't been resolved. That's what I feel like in most cases. There's an underlying issue that has never been resolved. And maybe one person wants to rectify or find solutions and the other person not on that at that moment. And then it's like it bounces back and forth between, I want to fix this. No, I don't want to fix this. I want to, no. You know, I want to put it off. Like people going to the gym or doing this stuff. And then next thing you know, it's like a whole lifetime went by. And now the kids are impacted by that. And you know, you just, like you said, some men just mentally check out. It's like, I can't deal with this. I'm already fighting the fight in the world, trying to make ends meet, trying to strategize through all these different things going on in the economy, food prices, also trying to keep your health in order. And you're making it worse. You're making it's worse because at one point you was my backbone. At some point, whenever
right.
How do you go from like saying sweet nothing?
How do you hate my guts right now?
Right.
Like that's
crazy.
Like
now I'm the op.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like how did that happen? Like that shouldn't happen. We would have been better off strangers.
Right.
Like you'll talk to a stranger better than you talk to somebody who you said you quote unquote had all this love for.
Yeah. It's true.
You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this. Should a man have to fight to be a father?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Given the conditions of the current climate that we're in, it's been normalized for so long. I'll say probably the late 60s, 70s for sure is the beginning when the fuck shit start going on.
Mm-hmm.
So from the 70s to now, that's 50 years. So that's 50 years of like, it's like going through a car wash and saying like, oh, I'm not going to get wet. You're going to be so tainted by all the negativity things that you're going to come out on the other side.
When you say you're going to be, who are you talking about? The men?
The men and the women, but especially the men. Because as you said, men need to step into their masculine energy. We're designed to carry a lot. So it's up to us to fix this and to save the kids and our family, our women, and which will ultimately trickle down to the community.
What will trickle down to the community?
The men stepping up, like you said.
So you're speaking to the baby mamas of America, right? And you're telling them that yes, a man should have to fight to be a father.
Yeah, I am.
Fight who?
Fight them.
Okay, so elaborate.
So not in a physically fight.
Right. I know what you mean.
An opposer. What I'm saying is that women feel, and understandably so, they got a lot going on in their head, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we have to step into our masculinity so tough. Our presence has to be so overbearing that it will force them to be in their feminine space. And then that's how we have to fix it. Because if the tone of it is already like, I don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck, somebody's gonna have to sit in here like Neo and be
Are you speaking on people who are still working on trying to have a relationship with one another, or you just speaking in
for the kids? Because somebody got to take the high road. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be a better man to say the women will take the high road at one point.
Right.
So the man has to, that is going to fall on us. So we're going to have to do it. And that's the fight I'm talking about. The mental fight of like, today I choose to be there for my child. Today I choose to go do exercise or eat right, because that I need to be here for my child.
Mhm.
Today I choose to read something that is gonna make me change.
Mm.
So that's the fight that men
Mm.
have to do.
Mm.
You know, and then you
Mm.
got to link up with other men that are educated in this system. Like my good friend called Greg, he worked in the state of Florida for child support office. So he has the knowledge. Where a
Right.
lot of people will be getting frustrated and say, you know what, dog, I'm done with it.
Mm-hmm.
But we need men like him to come say, hey, dog, this is what you need to do. This is the plan. This is the strategy. Because he's been doing it for so long, he's seen every type of case.
And just a little tidbit for anybody that might be listening. I know that this was something that Greg recommended, and something that I heard somebody else recommend, was that if you are having issues with seeing your kids, and you know, being able to communicate with them or whatever the case may be, if you are having issues with that situation, one of the things that got recommended was filing for shared custody.
Right. Yeah, he also mentioned you got to be present. Because, you know, he went through situations with his first child.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was thinking, like, wow, man, it's hard for the kids to respect their dad when they've been in an environment where they've constantly heard people talk down on him, devalue him. And that's the fight that a man got to fight through all of that. And I asked him, like, man, because, you know, my goddaughter, she's a grown woman now, and she doesn't have that in her. And I was like, how did you manage to fight that? And he said, being present. Actions speak louder than words, basically.
Right.
So the more you're present, and they're like, he ain't nothing. Well, something's not clicking, because he's been here.
Right.
I talked to him.
Right.
So and then on being present, you got to be consistently present. And unfortunately, that's the fight that all men have to go through.
Right.
And hopefully we can get to whatever the underlying issue is, it can be resolved, and now we can work together as a team.
Right.